But yeah, I mean, you just said mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Came out here to, I mean, what was the goal coming into it?
Well, the goal was try and do what we did in training. And in training, we trained for as good of a race as possible. And I think, considering the pressure of the Olympic final and everyone watching and tuning in, I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, a loud environment. We were sitting up top, and then we had one day when we were down low. But I mean, the crowd roars in there. I mean, like anything you've ever experienced, or completely
Like
new?
anything I've ever experienced, yeah.
Yeah.
You said it. I mean, I've been to World Championship, I've been to Europeans, but for example, in Belgrade, 3 weeks
Yeah.
prior to the Olympics, 4 weeks, there were maybe 80 people in the crowd.
A few more here.
Yeah, maybe 80 people for the 100 free final.
Yeah.
'Cause for the other events, they were like 40 or 50. But comparing that to the 20,000, I think the venue has.
Yeah, I think it was like upper, like maybe 17, 18,000.
Yeah.
And it was full. I mean, there wasn't a seat open.
Yeah.
Like anywhere.
Yeah, and not only when the French swimmers swam.
Yeah.
Whenever there was an interesting final or semi-final, it was packed, even in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is something I've never experienced before. I've been to the Olympics before, but with COVID, it was completely empty. So,
Right.
so fortunate I got to win now with all this crowd.
Yeah, so was there anything that you like had to do differently, or were you just out there zoned in? You didn't even know the crowd was there. Were you trying to keep yourself a little bit more calm? Or?
I was trying.
Yeah.
I was trying.
Did it work?
Kind of. I mean, I tried to imagine myself being there in an empty pool with
Right.
no one close to me, no one next to me, or no one in the crowd, but it's impossible. I mean, you've got to try and control the crowd, not let them control you, and use their energy to go forward, not get in your head too much.
Right. And I mean, I saw you taking out those 200 freestyles and prelims and semifinals. Was there any sort of strategy there going into the prelim, semi, and final? Were you testing anything, or 'cause it
Yeah.
seemed to have worked out? Got
Yeah.
your hand on the wall first.
I was testing, let's say, the third 3 lengths
Yeah.
of the race, and kind of letting it a little easier on the last one if I see I'm the first one, like touching the wall in semis and in prelims. And for the final, I thought I'd just do the same and
Yeah.
really go fast on the last one. But the Olympic finals are not like this.
Yeah.
You whatever strategy you have. I mean, there are some who can do it, but turns out there's more for me to learn because I have faster times, but whenever you're put in front of such a big crowd, such fierce competitors, everything changes, and it's a dogfight, like I've said
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I mean, freestyle internationally right now is unbelievable.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
very fast. I
Yeah.
mean, for every event.
Yeah, I mean, the 100 freestyle final I think was probably
The main.
the most loaded final we've ever had in that race.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the 100 free final, the men's 100 free final, is the most watched Olympic event.
Yeah, yeah,
in
the
general.
marquee event, right? It's
Yeah,
it's the one that
It's the 100. I don't know, running.
yeah.
I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, it's the 100 dash. I
100
forget
dash,
what they
yeah.
put at the
Yeah,
end of it.
yeah.
I always the 100 dash just sounds weird.
Yeah.
For some reason, it makes it sound like it's almost like in a video game. But yeah, the 100 and the 200, and I think our 100 free, it'd probably be our 50 free and 100 free maybe. I don't know. We've got a lot. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, we've got, I mean, every single time that Léon Marchand walked out, I thought my
Yeah.
eardrums were going to explode. The French crowd's been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he really handled that very well.
Yeah.
I mean, being able to do that in front of everyone and staying composed, I believe that's the biggest thing he's achieved this competition. I mean, apart
Yeah.
from the medals and everything, being able to stay composed and do his own training right there in front of the crowd and in that pool, I really respect that.
Yeah, I mean the roars were intense. I mean, really intense, especially the 400 IM. I mean, the line to get into the door. I know you probably didn't have to
No, I
wait
didn't.
long.
But my family explained it to me that they
Yeah.
had to stay for hours at one point trying to get in.
Yeah, I mean the line moved quickly once we got in, but it was, I mean, close to a mile long, which
Yeah.
I've never seen for a swim meet. And then
Good.
you walk in the door and there's
It's getting
you
more
think you're
popular
gonna-
then.
You know, maybe I'll have a seat next to me, completely filled in.
Yeah,
completely.
Maybe it's getting more popular, swimming in general. I know for a fact it's getting more popular and more traction in Romania, and I'm very happy I get to contribute to that.
Yeah, so tell me about your origin story with swimming, where it started. And I mean, obviously, you've gotten to a pretty cool point. You've had a solid career for someone that's far younger than me. But yeah, how did you get into it initially?
Well, initially I had a back problem. I think scoliosis is called. And after the advice of a doctor, my parents uh, wanted me to go swimming because I was 4 years old. I couldn't think of my own at that age,
Yeah.
but I liked it. If I wouldn't have liked it, maybe they wouldn't have made me go. But I liked it from the get-go, and I did it like 2 times a week in the summer just for health reasons. And yeah, it's good to know how to swim because you want to go to a pool, you want to go to the beach, you don't want to drown.
Yeah.
So it was good all around that I got to swim for my health and everything. And when I was 7 years old and my back problems really got better, I decided that I want to go more swimming. I don't want to do it 2 times a week in the summer. I want to do it 4 times a week all year round.
Yeah.
So I started doing it more seriously, and then it gradually got professional.
Yeah. And it's very professional now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's been a journey. It still is, and the journey is way more important than the destination.
Yeah, especially in
very
this sport.
poetic, but
Yeah, that's all right.
but
It's true.
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, in this sport, it can be a grind. But you've had.
It is.
We were sitting over next door earlier, right before this, and you showed us a cake that you had made.
Yeah,
with
well,
Tokyo 2020 on it.
It's gonna pop up on the screen, I suppose.
Potentially.
Potentially, yeah. If the editor does,
Yeah,
does
we'll see.
his job.
Maybe we're talking over it right now.
Yeah,
And now it's been on the screen for too long.
yeah.
We're gonna keep on going.
And it's awkward. Yeah.
So I mean,
But-
you've had your sights set on
Yeah.
being an Olympian. You became an Olympian,
Yeah.
and then now you've got medals to hang around your neck.
Well, ever since I was young, I kept watching, especially, I mean, all of the athletes, but especially Michael Phelps competing. And I know I just wake up on the Sunday morning whenever I had more time, like no school, no swimming, no nothing. And the thing I do is I'd ask my dad to connect the laptop to the, I don't know, TV with a cable. And we'd just watch on repeat every one of Michael Phelps' race. He didn't know anything about swimming, but he kept going. Look at his underwaters, look at his breakout. I mean, he was trying to motivate me, but
Yeah.
he didn't know anything about it. But I didn't know anything about it either. But we watched it, and I dreamt of one day my flag being the first one to get lifted. And thankfully it happened.
What was that moment like?
Amazing. I mean, I really, really held back my tears. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I
You
should
just
have
let him go.
should have just cried like a man, like a true man.
I mean, yeah, standing up there and hearing all of the different anthems being played is incredible.
And I won gold on my country's national anthem day or something.
Oh, there you go.
Even more symbolic.
Nice. Yeah. Did you plan that?
No, I didn't even know that was the case. I found out
So someone
afterwards.
tipped you off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, so looking forward to, what's next for you. We're not talking about swimming. We're talking about vacation. You're just getting out of here and you're just
Hell
shutting
yeah.
your brain off for a
Hell yeah.
second.
I gotta forget a little about swimming
Yeah.
because it's the healthy thing to do for everyone after such an intense period of time of months and months of everyday non-stop training. And even outside of the pool, the training kept going. All the sacrifices, all the sleep or the sleep deprivation and everything,
Yeah.
it just kept going outside of the pool and with social life and everything. And so what is next for me is a break, 2-month or 3-month break. I don't think we've decided on that yet, but I just want to go swim in the ocean, clear my head, and come back strong.
Yeah, so if any kids are listening to this, I think they need to just swim over and over and
Just
over
keep
and
swimming,
over.
like Mac Miller used to say.
Yeah, and maybe
Yeah.
take a break every once in a while. It can be 2 months, it can
Absolutely.
be 3 months. You'll come
Take
back
care of this.
refreshed, right?
Take care of this. I
Yeah.
mean, whenever you feel like you need to have a break, have a little break, even if you're never going to lose something if you take a break when you need to. Like, you don't go to swimming one day. Like, I've had my fair share of having a really important session, like training session in the afternoon, and saying to my coach, like even recently, I think it's best for me if I stay at home this afternoon. I just have
Yeah.
to clear my head a little. There's been too much going on, maybe extra swimming and in swimming. I gotta stay home. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. I know what's in here. I know what's best for me. Tomorrow I'll come back even stronger. So take care of your mental health.
So do you notice when you take a break that you come back with kind of like a fresh perspective and you notice new things and then try new things out in the water?
Of course. I mean, for the first week, you feel like a rock in the
Yeah,
water.
you feel terrible.
Even if you keep swimming in your holiday, it's different than doing your training routine every day.
Mhm.
So, but I'll keep swimming. I mean, I love swimming in general. I won't stop. I'll just stop with the actual specific training. But
Yeah.
I think I'll swim kilometers every day in the ocean. But that's different, you know.
Yeah, it's one of those sports that you just like can't seem to get away from.
Yeah, and I don't want to get away from
Yeah.
it. But I want to what I do want to get away from is the attention, maybe the all the I don't know, rewards I'll get and stuff, because I love that, but sometimes you've got to put a stop to it. And like I said before, take care of your mental health.
Yeah,
and
just
everything.
exist for a
Just
minute.
exist.
Just
Just exist, and don't ignore your thoughts. Just gently push them away.
Yeah, I mean it's so nice to sometimes just get to just be a human on Earth,
Yeah,
and that's
true.
the only thing.
Yeah.
You know, instead of walking out in front of almost 20,000 people and trying to
Exactly,
keep yourself
exactly.
calm and then trying to perform athletically, but you did.
Yeah.
2 medals and vacation coming.
And now
up.
it's time.
Yeah.
Now it's time to relax a little.
Yeah, so we'll get you off the mic. So thank you
right.
for talking to me.
Thank you.
David Popovich. I think most people watching this probably know who he is, but if you don't, he's a really good swimmer.
I occasionally also swim.